Let's talk about Katabasis. But before we get to that, my Substack actually just went live. I've only put up 2 short stories for now, but more will follow. I plan to post about 2 short stories there a month, and I might eventually use it to put out some of my actual fantasy writing. If that's something you're interested in, go check it out. Alright, with that out of the way, let's actually talk about Katabasis by Kuang. The first thing I'm going to say is that this book is absolutely gorgeous. Here are some pictures that I took recently. Both with and without the dust jacket, this book is absolutely stunning, especially the spade edges. And it's a real eye catcher when you're reading it in public. A lot of people stop me and ask me what I was reading. In terms of the book itself, I think if you liked Babel by Kuang, you're probably going to end up liking Katabasis, but probably not as much. For me, this book was quite similar to Babel, but fell short in a few key ways. First off, the world building. A lot of the world building in here isn't really novel. It's set in Cambridge and in Hell, and I should say the pitch of this book is that 2 Cambridge students descend into Hell to retrieve the soul of their dead professor so that he can give them letters of recommendation. But obviously the book is about a lot more than just that. With that being said, going back to this setting, it's largely set in Cambridge and in Hell, and Cambridge obviously is a real place, and then for her world building around Hell, she borrows a lot from prior works. There's nothing inherently wrong with that, obviously, and there's some things she does with the world building that are unique and special and entertaining to read, but overall I felt like this book lacked in world building. And that also extends a little bit to the magic system, which I found quite interesting, but I didn't find that it was explored nearly enough, especially given how interesting it really was. The character work in this book, in my opinion, was excellent, and stronger than any of Kuang's prior works. She really focuses on their characters in these books, their motivations and their flaws and their relationships. The plot itself is obviously very interesting, and I think she paces the book pretty well, but there are moments, especially towards the climax, where it just falls flat, and I don't think the ending was as satisfying as it could have been. With all that being said, I think if you generally like Kuang's writing, you're really going to enjoy this book, and if you don't, you're going to hate it, just like you hated Babel. To the people who find Kuang heavy-handed, this is just going to be further evidence. To the people who find her writing evidence of her intelligence, this is going to be further evidence of that as well. To me, Kuang continues to be one of the best writers out there, and I can't wait to see what she puts out next. Overall, I'd give this book like an 8 to an 8.5 out of 10. So go check it out. And as always, drop a follow and go check out my Substack or else.